Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the backstory. If you're new here, kindly hit that subscribe button and the notification bell down below so that you can be notified when we post a new video. Now, ladies and gentlemen, today President William Ruto and Azimio coalition leader Raila Odinga met with Ugandan President Yoweri Museveni at his Kisozi country home in Uganda. I think it's around Kampala. And this has been brought to our attention after President Ruto recapped their meeting in his social media platform, that is Facebook, where he said that the meeting focused on critical issues affecting Kenya and Uganda, such as energy and petroleum. He also went further to say that he had the pleasure of meeting President Museveni at his Kisozi country home in Uganda. They discussed critical issues that affect both countries, that is Kenya and Uganda, such as energy and petroleum. Right ahead to say that Kenya and Uganda are committed to deepening the long-established diplomatic and economic ties between the two countries. And according to President Ruto, Kenya-Uganda ties are part of the larger plan that will bring the East African community nations closer to form the East African Political Federation. And at the end of it, he also said that during the meeting, they discussed Raila's bid for the African Union Commission chairmanship. So that is the main focus of this podcast, ladies and gentlemen. However much there have been a lot of tiffs here and there between Kenya and Uganda pertaining to trade, pertaining to matters to do with oil and all that. But of interest is the fact that they discussed Raila's bid for the Africa Union Commission chairmanship in the presence of Raila Odinga. After a very short while, President Museveni on his Twitter handle also tweeted saying that he was happy to meet President Ruto and Honorable Odinga this afternoon at his farm in Kisozi. They discussed issues of mutual interest between the two countries and East Africa at large. I welcome them. So, ladies and gentlemen, we just want to look at this meeting. You know, after Raila made open his bid for the African Union Commission chairmanship, a lot has happened. And William Ruto has come out openly to say that he's going to support Raila for this position. And you can see that just the other day when there was a funeral service for Namibian President, Raila also attended. And with the blessings of the president, he was able to meet other presidents. He was able to intermingle with them, to sell himself, to sell his candidature to the sitting presidents. But the reason I think why Raila and Ruto had to meet Museveni today is because of two issues. One is the fact that Museveni did not attend that funeral in Namibia, and Raila was unable to to at least have a tete-a-tete with him to discuss on the issue of his bid for the chairmanship. And then this was presenting a very good opportunity for him to sell himself to Museveni. So they had to travel. Then secondly, which is the most important thing here, is that, you know, the bid for the AU Commission chairmanship currently is being done on a rotational basis. And this time round, it is falling on East Africa. So someone from East Africa, from the East African states, will definitely become the AU Commission chairman. And according to what I've read, it's that they will present two candidates, which is a male and a female, and then members will vote. So between all these people, there are three or so people who have been named as have had interests for the same seat. One of them is Jakaya Kikwete of Tanzania, former President Jakaya Kikwete of Tanzania, Raila Odinga of Kenya, and the former President Uhuru Kenyatta, who it is said had interests in vying for the same position, but has since withdrawn after Raila made his bid.
Uhuru is not in the race for this AU position. The minute Raila announced his intention to go for it, that was it. Uhuru is supporting Raila Odinga for the AU position. There's no way they are going to compete. Uhuru never pronounced himself for the job, but there was a lot of pressure from peer pressure, I may call that, from regional leaders. People like Suluhu, Kagame, Chisekedi.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, that is Murade talking about Uhuru's bid for the same position. But of keen interest, why I think Raila had to meet Museveni is one person that can water down or can scuttle Raila's bid for this position. And this is the former Uganda vice president known as Specioso Kazibwe. Specioso Kazibwe has been named adversely as someone who is interested in this position. So, as I have told you, the East African community is supposed to present two names. And Speciosa Kazibwe is one of the names that are being mentioned in this bid by the East African community. So, the main issue, I think, why Ruto and Raila had to meet Museveni was one ask for Museveni's support in Raila's bid, because there have been talks of Raila not having good relationship with Museveni himself. There is talk of Kagame, which I'm not sure, but Museveni, they have not been in good terms. So Ruto comes in as Museveni's friend to try and convince Museveni to support Raila's bid for this position. Then the second issue that I think must have made them to travel all the way to Uganda is the fact that Ruto and Raila could have asked Museveni to talk to the former vice president, Speciosa Kazibwe, to step down in favor of Raila, so that the East African community can present one candidate, that is Raila Odinga. So there are two issues. One is if Speciosa is going to vie, then Ruto and Raila are there to ask Museveni to put pressure on Speciosa to step down. The second one is to ask for Museveni to support Raila for this bid. Now, the third issue is the fact that, Museveni is like the senior-most president in East Africa. So his support for Raila would be like a boost to his bid for this position, because Museveni can easily convince South Sudan, he can easily convince President Kagame, Suluhu, to support Raila for this position. And if he manages to also convince Speciosa to not to vie for the position, then Raila will have like a clean shot for that position. And then there is also another issue that has also come out strongly. The fact that President Ruto traveled from Nairobi to Kampala or to Uganda to go pitch for Raila Odinga speaks a lot about the seriousness of President Ruto about Raila's bid. Because when President Ruto said that the government was going to support Raila for this position, there are some people who kind of thought that it was just a mere joke or a rhetoric. But now it's coming out as a very serious issue for Kenya's government. They want Raila to take this position. It's not only about, because Kenyans are looking at it from the fact that President Ruto would want Raila to go to AU Commission so that he can have an easier way or can have his way in 2027. Okay, that is true. But there's also the perspective whereby President Ruto has been trying to position himself as a Pan-Africanist. So by supporting Raila, he will have sold himself to the world and telling them that Kenya has become kind of very mature politically, whereby political differences cannot come before national interests. So national interests do supersede political differences. And then that will also help Ruto to also endear himself or make friends with other presidents in Africa. So he will also be selling himself to Africa and to the world. That will boost his image locally and internationally as someone who is not selfish. So this one is going to be a do or die for him, because now that he has said out there that Kenya is supporting Raila for this position, if Raila fails, then Kenya has failed, you see. If Raila fails, then him as President Ruto will also have failed, because he's gone out all out there to say that he's going to support Raila. So for this one, I think it's going to be a do or die for him. And the fact that he appeared in Uganda with Raila sends a very strong message even to other presidents within the region. They are now taking this as a very serious issue. Unlike a case whereby he would have just said out there in public and said that you have my support, Raila, you have my support, you go out there. But his presence and the fact that he has tweeted and he's written it in his social media accounts tells a very big story. So I think this is something which has caught so many people flat-footed, and it tells a lot about the president or President Ruto. So the next move, from what I'm hearing, is that after they are from Uganda, they will officially launch Raila's bid. And then tomorrow or tomorrow but one, Raila and William Ruto will be in Homa Bay for a devolution conference. So both locally and internationally or outside Kenya, this move is making a lot of political kind of statements locally, whereby it will cool down political temperatures. And then internationally, it's also sending a message that the bid that Raila is making is not only about himself, but it's about the country. It's about Kenya. And he has the backing of the president of Kenya. So ladies and gentlemen, we'll keep monitoring what's going on, and then we'll keep you guys posted. If you're new here, kindly hit that subscribe button and the notification bell down below so that you can be notified when we post a new video. Until next time, bye-bye.